Greetings, programs! Today's Brando review is from the Collector's Corner. I have the 28 Days Later, The Aftermath comic from 2007 from Fox Atomic Comics. Let's do this. So I have to use the Dominus Rex Rampage box as a stand just to show you the covers here. This is the front cover. Here is the back cover, and I will get close so you can read the text and you can pause it and all that good stuff. You got all the logos there for Fox Atomic Comics at the top left. It's got this like embossed type deal. You can see here the shine from my lights. And I'll open up the cover. You can see that it's reversed, so it pops out on the other side. There's a better shot there for you. But this was written by Steve Niles, Dennis Calero, I'm probably gonna mess up your names, Dago Olmos, and Nat Jones. And this was released in 2007, the same exact year the sequel came out 28 weeks later. So after opening the embossed, you get this art right here of London. Open it up once more, and you get your credits, so you can see them there. And then open it up again, get more credits on the left-hand side, and then you get your 4 stories that are included for this comic book. I'll give you my thoughts on them after I explain what the stories are in a brief summary, no spoilers. Story number 1 is pretty much the prequel to 28 Days Later. It's called Development. It's pretty much how the Rage virus started. Story number 2 is called Outbreak. It's from 1 to 14 days later. Obviously, there's the monkey right there. It's about this family and how they pretty much in real time encounter the Rage virus. It's, you know, just like any other zombie film encountered the past how many years, 10, 20, 15 years, like World War Z, etc., etc. Story 3 is kind of interesting. It's called Decimation. It's from 29 to 32 days later. It's pretty much this guy who's hunting down and testing out the reasons why zombies are killing humans and are attracted to human beings. And then he also encounters a fellow sniper, and they have kind of like this duel. I won't ruin it, but that's pretty much the gist of it. And then story number 4 is actually quite interesting. It's called Quarantine. It's from 32 to 48 days later. It's pretty much this quarantine camp that a bunch of people are inside of, and they kind of talk to one another, the reasonings why they're inside, what the Rage virus was. It has a twist and kind of a crazy ending to it, and I won't spoil it for you, but no, it's enjoyable. Overall, this comic has mediocre reviews, and I can totally see why. If this didn't have the whole 28 Days Later marketing and logo and everything included, I would say this is a very generic, bland comic book, not just because of some of the illustration. I'm gonna see if I can find one. I know there's one in story number 2 that was just like, that wasn't that great. It's like sometimes the zombies there are just very generic. Right there, they're like, their faces aren't even painted in. Sometimes that car looks really bad. But overall, I mean, I'm not the biggest comic book nerd, so I really can't tell you if the illustration's that great. I mean, it's okay. It's just like those instances right there. I was just like, eh. But mostly for the story here, the stories, they're not that great. Story 1 might have been a little bit ahead of its time, and I won't tell you and spoil why I think that, but once you read it, you'll be like, oh, okay. But it's a decent attempt of giving us a prequel to 28 Days Later, as this is in conjunction for the sequel 28 Weeks Later. But story number 1 is okay. I think the worst one is story 2 with the family. The family is just, they try their best, I guess, to kind of get us to like them. But man, they are so unlikable. I actually ended up like saying to myself, rather than not survive here, even though I do like the ending of it, I think it's actually okay. Story number 3 might be my favorite. It's the Sniper Duel. And the whole gist of researching why the zombies are attacking humans, and maybe it's a certain type of smell or something that they attack them for. So I actually really like the writing here, even though I'm not a big fan of the ending. I think I'm a really big fan of Part 4, the 4th story, Quarantine. That was a very conspiracy theory type thing going on. You got these people in quarantine. Why are they there? Why are they talking to one another? What's going on? Are we allowed to leave? And then there's a crazy ending, which I really liked. There's a really cool added ending here. It's like a bonus. There's a 28 Days Later Aftermath, Stage 3, aka Story 3, and it is the script. So that's really cool to see how these are written, because I don't know how they are written. I'm used to screenplays. And it's really the same way. It's more like an outline and then dialogue. So that's really cool. So I think that's a really nice bonus. So that is the thoughts on all 4. Out of 10, What can I give it? I totally agree with the Amazon review. This is a very middle of the road comic book. Pretty much one really bad number 2 story, and then the later 2 stories are okay, which makes me end up keeping this comic book, not just because I love the 28 Days Later franchise. So overall, I'll probably give it like a 6 out of 10. If you're really into 28 Days and 28 Weeks Later, don't give your hopes all up into this comic. There's also another comic that's from this franchise that I probably will buy and review that's got better reviews than this one. But I want to get this one first because it was cheaper, and I want to dive into it and see, really, is it that bad as people are saying? Yeah, it's eh. We were going to have a couple more items like this in the collector's corner, including an Alien 3 statue. And all kinds of statues, collectibles, customs in the collector's corner. So I hope to really establish more adult-oriented things like rated R franchises and other great goodies from them. So thanks guys for watching End of Line. I'm Brando. I fight for the users. Thank you for choosing CRS. Greetings, programs. Today's Brando review, oh, it's gonna be a good one, is of the 2016 Star Wars Elite Series Kylo Ren premium action figure from the Disney store. I am absolutely